Hey everyone, welcome to Stratele Studios. I'm Jeff Castanon. Welcome to another no pause video reaction and analysis. Basically what all that means is I don't stop the video as I'm watching it, and if I make comments I try to do it in places where it's not too distracting. And yeah, I'm obviously doing a reaction to it. I have not seen the video. That's pretty much what's going on here. And then if I have something to say about what I think is going on in the music, then I'll do an analysis. Sometimes there isn't a lot to say about it. I just watch it and enjoy it. And other times I have a lot to say about it. But yes, so no guarantees that it's going to always be like an in-depth analysis, but sometimes it is. So this is going to be this is one from the Low Darts. These young people, I've not done them yet, but I saw them, a little tiny clip of them, to see that they are a young group of musicians that I love seeing that. I did another one by a group that was really young too. It was a School of Rock thing. And yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about my experiences with teaching young kids after the video. So yes, they are doing, oh God, I love this song, Bloody Well Right by Supertramp. Ooh, let's get into it. Here we go. Oh God, I love it. I love it when it goes to 6. Wow. Yeah, he had that sound down.
So we think your school is a phony.
Wow.
This is I'm not to agree.
Woo.
You say it all depends on the money.
Wow.
And who is in your family tree? Right, right. You're bloody well right. You got
Love
a
it.
bloody right to say. Right. You're bloody well right. You got a bloody right to say. Yeah, yeah, you're bloody well right. You know you're right to say. Yeah, yeah, you're bloody well right. You know you're right to say. And me, I don't care anyway.
Oh man. Oh, my man on the bass is killing it. Oh, he's adding those little
Down in a detail.
muted plucks.
Take 'em to a higher
Ooh.
place. You've had to cry, no, I shouldn't say well. But in the meantime, wash your face. Right. You're bloody well right. You got a bloody right to say. Right. You're bloody well right. You know you got the right to say. Yeah, yeah, you're bloody well right. You know you're right to say. Yeah, yeah, you're bloody well right. You know you're right to say. got a bloody right to say.
Wow.
You got a bloody right to say. You got a bloody right to say.
Wow, how fun. Oh, man. Well, I got to tell you, check out these credits here, first of all, here. This group really deserves a lot of kudos here. So, there are some really phenomenal players in this group, and just because they're young, doesn't mean you can't be good. I want to start with first of all, let me start with the vocalist. That was a surprise to me that this guy was pulling off those vocals the way that he did. He really nailed it. So well done. Oh, beautifully done. Great. Our man on the keys, boy, this guy was just flying. Great keyboard player, great piano player, with ease too. So, this guy's put in the work. The bass player, the thing about bass, I think it doesn't get enough praise, and it kind of flies under the radar. But for me, because I'm also a bass player, I'm primarily guitar player, but I also have been playing bass alongside my guitar playing. I've been playing bass as well, so I pay attention to the bass a lot. And this guy was doing some really cool stuff that I believe is not in the original, because he was doing these stutters, this kind of stuff. And that takes some skill to do that, to have the feel to do it and to pull it off. And he was doing it in the right place. And boy, that just made it so killer. So kudos to you. Very well done. It did not go unnoticed. And, as I'm listening to the bass, I'm also hearing the drummer just get in the pocket. And man, he was such a great groove player. He was locked in with that bass player, and they're both having fun, and you could hear the excitement with the two of them playing together. So cool. The guitar sound, that was so dead on. It sounded like the originals. Very well done. I think it was a lot of fun to see him trade with the other guitar player who was sitting next to him, and having the two guys play. It was fun. And then the keyboard player got in the mix too at the end, and I was kind of like, oh no, it's ending already. I could have listened to a lot more of it. Yes, and can't leave out our backing vocalist nailing down her part too, so kudos to her. But that was surprisingly a lot better than I imagined it would be. That was really good. I need to watch more from this group. They're surprising me for a group of young players. They are really nailing it. I used to be the director for worship ministry at the church that I was attending, and I had a group of players, a lot of girl singers, a really talented drummer, and guitar player and this cool kid on bass. And so I had this group of musicians that were in high school, and I was tasked to help these kids to be able to play once a month in the sanctuary. And it could be challenging because they're all of different abilities and different ages. So my challenge was to find the right music for them to play. But what I found out as I worked with these kids, the one thing that I made sure not to do was to underestimate them, because they don't know their limits. They don't know what they can't do yet. So I would give them things that I knew was above their head and expect that they would learn it. And I think there are, sometimes they may have been a little bit, deer in the headlights about it. But the funny thing is that they met the challenge and they worked and they came back and they nailed it. And they were surprised that they were able to do it. And also the experience that they had was so much greater for them, that sense of accomplishment and hard work and working towards something. And it was so cool every month that we would go and play in the sanctuary, that they not only pulled it off, but whenever they played in front of the congregation, they were better than they had ever sounded in rehearsal. And that was the awesome part about it, not only for me, but for the kids, that once they did their homework and they got up on that stage, that all of that work just paid off, and the hype of their parents being out there and then everyone else watching them elevated them to a point where they're at their best. And I loved that. That was really cool. That was a lot of fun to do that. And of course I was like a proud papa. Anyway, the point of all that is to say, with these kids as well, is that you don't underestimate them just because they're young. Allow them to push themselves and to get, as far as they're able to do with their ability and dedication. And very cool. That was fun. I'll put whatever information I can in the description. And very, very cool. Thank you for who requested it. You know who you are. In the forum, I always leave it optional if you want to get mentioned or if you don't. So this particular video, they did not put a name, so I don't mention them. But come back for more cool stuff. We'll see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.